Alright, Dave at the Game Thing here, and in this video I'm going to show you just how good the graphics quality is playing SSX Tricky on a RedMagic 9 Pro externally to a HDMI monitor using the NetherSX2 PS2 Emulator. Now, for anybody who just wants to go straight to the gameplay so that they can see what the graphics looks like, there is going to be a timestamp on the screen right now telling you where to go, and also there will be a chapter directly to the gameplay so you can check out how great the graphics look. However, for anybody who's a little bit more interested in some of the basic technical and background stuff going on here, I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes going through some stuff to explain all this. So as we can see on the screen right now, this is the RedMagic 9 Pro. Now, of course, this uses a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, so currently the most powerful Android processor in a phone. Now, what I'm going to do is just come back here to the main menu. Now, from here, I'm going to show you the actual resolution and frame rate of the phone itself for its HDMI output. So let me just go through a number of options here because we have to go quite through, well, we have to go through a bunch of things here just to get to the one thing that I need to show you. I think there we go. Okay, so as we can see there, that is 4K UHD 60 Hz. So basically 4K 60 is the actual HDMI output coming directly from the phone. Now, what I'm going to do here is switch over into the phone's special gaming mode. Give us a second. Okay, so that's now switched over into this gaming mode for the phone. So this is the menu that you see when you switch over into the game mode when the phone is connected to an external monitor. Now, the way that I've got this connected to my monitor is by using a USB-C dock, which then gives me the 4K 60 HDMI output. That dock also allows me to connect a hardwired internet cable into it, so Ethernet, which then allows me to get like low ping and stuff like that when I'm doing online like multiplayer games such as Call of Duty and Warzone. I also get things like USB and stuff like that with the dock system. So that's how the phone's basically set up, so I can get the picture out. And then I'm also using a HDMI splitter as well, because I have to send the signal to my monitor so I can watch it, but then I send another split of the same signal to my Atomos Ninja V, which is going to give me a 4K 60 recording of what we're seeing on the screen right now. Okay, so that's the basic setup there, and the way that I control everything is with a Bluetooth mouse, as we can see here. So this is just a Bluetooth mouse directly connected via Bluetooth to the phone. And then I've also got a PS5 controller, as we can see here. That's now selecting stuff on the menu system. Once again, that's just connected via Bluetooth. So that's the basic setup and like the peripherals that I've got attached and whatnot. So what I'm going to do now is just get into NetherSX2 here. So let me just get onto this. Okay, so now that I'm into the app here, as we can see, I've only got one game in so far, and the reason why, I've literally had this app on my phone for like, I don't know, about 5 or 6 hours, and I'm just absolutely blown away by it. So I've only been playing with the one game because it's absolutely fantastic. I will do more stuff further down the line, but just for now, it's the one game. Anyways, what I'm going to do now is to show you the two main settings that give us such a great looking video output from the phone. Now, with this particular app, you've got global settings for things like, you know, all your graphic settings for the games. However, we can do this individually on a per game basis as well. And the way we do that is we navigate over the title that we want. Obviously, I've only got the one here, but if we had like a long list of game titles here, you just hover over the title that you want to edit, and then you do a long press with the left mouse button and it opens up this sub menu here. Now inside here we've got game properties, so we click into here. Now at this point, anything that we start changing with any of these options here become very specific to the game that we're using. So this bypasses the global settings. So this is absolutely awesome because not all games are gonna like play with the exact same settings as what your global settings might play or what your global settings might be set to. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is go straight to the two main things that are going to give us this really dead cool picture quality, and they are under the graphics settings here. So the first thing is the renderer, or the API, or the GPU renderer, and that's going to be the Vulkan renderer there. And then the most important thing is the upscale multiplier. As you can see here, this is on 8 times the native resolution of the game. So basically what this is going to do, and we will see it shortly because I've actually got some of the stats will pop up on the screen and show us the resolution and such. But basically what this is going to do is upscale the game so that it goes beyond 4K, or at least it upscales like the visible portion of the screen beyond the resolution of my output. Now basically what this does, it requires a lot of processing power to do such a big upscale to go beyond 4K. However, once we are at that type of resolution, what this means is that we don't necessarily have any issues to do with typical problems like aliasing. And also what it means is that because we are at such a high resolution, we don't necessarily have to go tampering with some of the more granular settings to do with the rendering quality and stuff like that. And because we're not doing that, it gives us back a little bit more processing power. So granted, the actual initial upscale takes a lot of processing power, but because we are at such a high resolution, as I've just explained, it just means that we can get away without doing other stuff which would traditionally utilize a lot more processing power. Anyway, they are the two basic settings there which are going to give the absolute awesome quality that I'm about to show you. And like I said, we will see this in a second as far as visually you will see it, but there'll also be an indicator on the screen. In fact, this indicator here, just dead quickly, this indicator that I'm moving around here, this is off the phone itself. This has got nothing to do with the app. So I'm just going to cut that down to the frame rate there. Now I'm going to launch the game. Now initially what I'm going to have to do here is either blur the screen out, or I'm going to have to just switch off audio at certain points as I go through this bit here. And the reason why is for copyright and stuff like that. I don't want YouTube giving me any hassle to do with audio copyrights or any type of visual copyrights and what have you. So like I say, I may have to blur some stuff, or I may just have to mute some stuff. Anywho, here we go then. So we're into SSX Tricky now. Now at this point you might be looking at this going, hold on a minute, Dave, that doesn't look great, does it? That looks quite blurry, and so does that. Oh, by the way, I think at this point I'm definitely muting something, because I think this is using Run DMC at this point, and that'll definitely get me a copyright strike. Now the thing is, you're looking at that and you're thinking, yeah, that doesn't look very impressive, especially when we look up here and we have a look at the resolution. So that's 4096 by 3584. So as I've just explained, that resolution there is what the game is being upscaled to, which is actually a higher resolution than what the actual visual part of the screen is for the game as far as the HDMI output is concerned, which is insane. Now, like I've just said, that does look blurry, but that's just the introduction video bit. So what I'm going to do here is start skipping past that. And now we're going to start seeing elements where we go, hold on a minute, that upscaling looks amazing. Now here, we're going to see that, some of this text looks a little bit not so good maybe. However, once you start getting past all that, look at this. Look at Eddie there. Eddie looks super cool. Right, I'm just going to whiz around here a little bit just so you can see some stuff. Now, some of the text in the background may not look amazing, some of the text up here, but as we will see, some of the models and some of the textures upscale amazingly well. And also we are at 60 frames per second, so this game has never looked like this ever naturally until we start doing cranky stuff like this with some of these game emulators and obviously a powerful processor. Anyway, what I'm going to do here is start skipping past some of these things. We need to start seeing some gameplay, so let me get through this. I'll just go and pick some of the most basic stuff here. Okay, I will just go straight into the race mode, amateur, because I'm not that good. Let's see, Garibaldi, and here we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just show a little bit of, like, you know, the intro cutscene. Now, this might fluctuate a little bit with the frame rate, possibly. I'm not entirely sure. But as we'll see there, look how cool that cutscene looks. The thing is, that cutscene is obviously derived from game assets, so that's the reason why the cutscene looks so good. Although that is actually framed with black bars inside the 4:3, you know, shape of the, you know, the original game output. But in a second, that will expand, and we get the full 4:3 gaming area, and we'll just see it just looks amazing. But straight away. In fact, yeah, that's probably maintaining 60 frames per second all the way through there, and that just looks awesome as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, let me just skip past here a bit. Okay, so up to this point then, I know it's been a bit boring, all the stuff that I've been talking about. However, hopefully that's just helped people to understand a couple of things about the way that the game is being processed, and also what I'm using to play it out and to record it and stuff. Now, for anybody interested in maybe, like, you know, some of my gaming setups and how I'll go about doing certain things, there will be some stuff in the video description below. Have a quick look at all that kind of thing anyway. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to shut my mouth and get into some gameplay, and let's see just how good the quality looks, because I think it looks absolutely fantastic.
Go! How you doing out there? This is Rozelle, and welcome to Garibaldi.
Of course, you know this means war!
It is men who endure toil and dare dangers that achieve glorious deeds.
Only in this way shall you become king for all eternity.
Hang time, baby!
Sweet big air bonus. Player one, second place.
Duct tape and I'll be as good as new.
Competition.
Bottom. Ow! I think I just made yellow. Ow! Oh man, come on! Oh, baby.
Big air bonus. Player 1, you've got the top spot.
Goes out to my homies.
Now you get
Red leader to base. I'm in.
Don't you dare try that stuff again.
Hey, you're all a bunch of cheaters.
Okay, so aside from some seriously dodgy gameplay, for which I'm going to use the excuse of I haven't played this game for years, hopefully what this should have shown you is just how good these emulated games can look when you play them off a powerful phone. And obviously this is due to the fact that the RedMagic 9 Pro uses the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, and I would imagine that what you've seen here is probably going to be very similar to the performance you would expect off any phone or tablet using the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Now of course the RedMagic phone has got some extra functionality here, and it does do certain boosts and stuff with the GPU and the CPU clock frequencies, and it also has, like, you know, built-in cooling and stuff like that. However, I do think that this example is going to be quite representative of most Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 devices. Anyways, hopefully you will agree with me that although it was terrible gameplay, the graphics themselves looked absolutely fantastic. Now, I do appreciate that there might have been little sections in there where maybe the audio might have went a little bit weird at times, and we weren't quite hitting 60 frames per second all the time. However, for the vast majority of that game there, it was at 60 FPS, and the audio was all fine, and the gameplay was buttery smooth and stuff. Anyways, if you've liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. A sub to the channel would be absolutely awesome, and if you're interested in this type of stuff, let me know in the comment section and I'll do more stuff like this if people are into it. The problem is I'm not entirely sure what kind of things people want. I mean, do people just want gameplay, or do they want videos a bit like this where there's a bit of explaining going on as well as to how things are set up, or how, like, you know, apps are set up, or the hardware and stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure what people are really dead into as far as the game thing is concerned, so let me know in the comment section below, and I will hopefully be able to get around to doing some stuff that maybe some people might suggest. Also, I am going to be doing a lot more testing of emulators now, so that's going to be on Android phones, iPhones, iPads, and also some Mac computers as well. I'll start mix and matching some of that stuff onto this channel, as well as my usual Warzone stuff. Anyways, I'm Dave at The Game Thing. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.